In today's video, we will talk about the Celtish Druids, their magical powers, and some of their most mysterious rituals. So let's begin. The Celtish Druids were an ancient order of priests who lived in Europe during the Iron Age. They were the religious leaders of the Celtic people, and they played a very important role in society. They were responsible for teaching the people about their religion and for performing rituals and ceremonies. They were also the keepers of knowledge, and they were believed to have had a deep understanding of the natural world around them. This knowledge was often used to help the community in practical ways, such as by teaching them how to heal themselves, or by advising them on the best time to plant crops. The Celts believed that the Druids had special powers, including the power to control the weather and the ability to communicate with the dead. They were also believed to have knowledge of astrology and herbalism, and were often consulted for advice on these matters. The Druids were highly respected members of society, and their influence over the Celtic people was very strong. One of the most famous legends about the Celtish Druids is the story of their initiation rituals. It was said that in order to become a Druid, one had to undergo a series of tests that were designed to push the initiate to their limits. These tests often involved spending long periods of time in the wilderness, fasting, and meditating. Some stories even tell of initiates being put to death if they failed to pass the test. However, those who successfully completed the trials were said to be rewarded with great power and knowledge. Another well-known Druidic custom was the practice of human sacrifice. This was a common way to sacrifice a person to the gods, and it was usually done in a very public way. The Celts believed that by sacrificing a human life, they could appease the gods and ensure their favor. The victim of the sacrifice would typically be tied up and then burned or beheaded. Sometimes the body of the victim would be chopped up into pieces and then scattered to different parts of the kingdom. This was done to make sure that the sacrifice reached all of the gods. Human sacrifice was eventually outlawed by the Romans, but it continued to be practiced in secret by the Druids. The Druids were also known for their skill in healing. They were believed to have a deep knowledge of herbs and plants, and they used this knowledge to develop remedies for various ailments. They also performed surgeries and set broken bones. In addition to their healing abilities, the Druids were also skilled in the art of divination. They were believed to be able to predict the future by reading signs and omens. They used their powers of divination to help guide the Celtic people and to warn them of danger. The Druids were a secretive group, and much of what we know about them comes from the writings of their enemies, such as the Romans and the Greeks. Because of this, there is a lot of misinformation and propaganda out there about them. We don't really know how widespread the Druidic religion was, or how many people it actually encompassed. However, we do know that they were a powerful and influential group who played a major role in the history of Europe. Even though the Celtish Druids are no longer around today, their legacy lives on in the folklore and traditions of Europe. Their stories have been passed down through generations and continue to fascinate people all over the world. Whether they were revered as religious figures or feared as practitioners of dark magic, the Druids were truly a remarkable group of people who left an indelible mark on history. So what did you think about the Celtish Druids? Do you find their beliefs and practices fascinating, or maybe even a little scary? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.